Hello children, our next chapter is multiplication. When we add the same number again and again, it is called repeated addition. Let's learn about multiplication as repeated addition. Consider 4 groups of 3 apples each. There are 4 threes in all. Their sum is 12. That is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. 3 has been added 4 times. 4 threes are 12 or 4 times 3 equals 12. We can also write it as 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. We say that 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12. In short, we say that repeated addition is called a multiplication. We also say that the product of 3 and 4 is 12. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Now, consider 4 groups of 4 students each. How many boys are there in all? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. So, 4 taken 4 times is equal to 16 or 4 times 4 equal to 16. We write it as 4x 4 equal to 16. We say that 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 16. In short, we say that 4 into 4 is equal to 16. So, 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 16 is called a multiplication fact. Our next topic is multiplication on the number line. Let us find 3 multiplied by 5 using a number line. Starting with 0 on the number line, we mark 5 groups of 3 each. We make 5 moves of 3 each as shown above. From 0, we move to 3. From 3, we move to 6 and 9 and 12 and 15. We take 5 moves of 3 each. We reach 15. So 3 multiplied by 5, which is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 15. Now let's learn properties of multiplication. In a multiplication sum, the number by which we multiply is called multiplier. The number which is multiplied is called multiplicand. And answer is called product. Example, 9 multiplied by 2 is 18, where 9 is the multiplicand and 2 is multiplier and 18 is the product. Even if the order of the multiplicand and the multiplier is changed, the product remains same. That means, in this example, 5 multiplied by 7 is 35 or 7 multiplied by 5 is also 35. Multiplying by 1. Any number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. Similarly, 1 added 10 times becomes 10 multiplied by 1, that is 10. Property 4. Multiplying by 0. Any number multiplied by 0 gives 0. 45 multiplied by 0 is 0 or 183 multiplied by 0 is 0. Property 5. Multiplying by 10. When any number is multiplied by 10, place a 0 in its ones place to get the product. Let's see one example. 56 multiplied by 10 becomes 56 followed by 0, which is 560. Similarly, 98 multiplied by 10 becomes 98 followed by 0, which becomes 980. Our next topic is multiplication tables of numbers up to 10. The multiplication table for 2. We skip count in twos and color the numbers. Let us write multiplication facts obtained by skipping counting in a table. This is the multiplication table for 2 up to 10 counts. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, 4 multiplied by 2 is 8, 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, 6 multiplied by 2 is 12, 7 multiplied by 2 is 14, 8 multiplied by 2 is 16, 9 multiplied by 2 is 18, 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. Also let's see multiplication table for 1. 1 multiplied by 1, 1. 2 multiplied by 1, 2. 3 multiplied by 1, 3. 4 multiplied by 1, 4. 5 multiplied by 1, 5. 6 multiplied by 1, 6. 7 multiplied by 1, 7. 8 multiplied by 1, 8. 9 multiplied by 1, 9. 10 multiplied by 1, 10. When we group two objects together, we call that a pair. For example, we have a pair of socks, a pair of earrings, or a pair of shoes. Now let's look at the multiplication table for 3. We skip count in threes and color the numbers. Let us use these numbers to write the multiplication for 3. To write the multiplication table for 3, 1 multiplied by 3 is 3, 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, 4 multiplied by 3 is 12, 5 multiplied by 3 is 15, 6 multiplied by 3 is 18, 7 multiplied by 3 is 21, 8 multiplied by 3 is 24, 9 multiplied by 3 is 27, 10 multiplied by 3 is 30. Now let's look at the multiplication table for 4. Now you skip count in fours and color the numbers. Use these numbers to write the multiplication table for 4. Let's look at the multiplication table for 4. 1 multiplied by 4 is 4, 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, 3 multiplied by 4 is 12, 4 multiplied by 4 is 16, 5 multiplied by 4 is 20, 6 multiplied by 4 is 24, 7 multiplied by 4 is 28, 8 multiplied by 4 is 32, 9 multiplied by 4 is 36, 10 multiplied by 4 is 40. Let's look at the multiplication table for 5. Skip count in fives and color the numbers. The numbers to be colored will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Now use the numbers to write the multiplication table for 5. Get the multiplication table for 5. 1 multiplied by 5 is 5. 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. 6 multiplied by 5 is 30. 7 multiplied by 5 is 35. 8 multiplied by 5 is 40. 9 multiplied by 5 is 45. 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. Now let's look at the multiplication table for 6. Skip count in sixes and color the numbers. The numbers to be colored will be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54 and 60. Now use these colored numbers to write the multiplication table for 6. Get the multiplication table for 6. 1 multiplied by 6 is 6. 2 multiplied by 6 is 12. 3 multiplied by 6 is 18. 4 multiplied by 6 is 24. 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. 8 multiplied by 6 is 48. 9 multiplied by 6 is 54. 10 multiplied by 6 is 60. Now let's look at the multiplication table for 7. Skip count in sevens and color the numbers. The numbers to be colored are 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63 and 70. Now use these numbers to write the multiplication table for 7. 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. 2 multiplied by 7 is 14. 3 multiplied by 7 is 21. 4 multiplied by 7 is 28. 5 multiplied by 7 is 35. 6 multiplied by 7 is 42. 7 multiplied by 7 is 49. 8 multiplied by 7 is 56. 9 multiplied by 7 is 63. 10 multiplied by 7 is 70. Now let's look at the multiplication table for 8. Skip count in 8s and color the numbers. The numbers to be colored are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. Use these numbers to write the multiplication table for 8. 1 multiplied by 8 is 8. 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. 3 multiplied by 8 is 24. 4 multiplied by 8 is 32. 5 multiplied by 8 is 40. 6 multiplied by 8 is 48. 7 multiplied by 8 is 56. 8 multiplied by 8 is 64. 9 multiplied by 8 is 72. 10 multiplied by 8 is 80. Now let's look at the multiplication table for 9. Skip count in 9s and color the numbers. The numbers to be colored are 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Use these numbers to write the multiplication table for 9. 1 multiplied by 9 is 9. 2 multiplied by 9 is 18. 3 multiplied by 9 is 27. 4 multiplied by 9 is 36. 5 multiplied by 9 is 45. 6 multiplied by 9 is 54. 7 multiplied by 9 is 63. 8 multiplied by 9 is 72. 9 multiplied by 9 is 81. 10 multiplied by 9 is 90. Let's look at the multiplication table for 10. Skip count in tens and color the numbers. The numbers to be colored are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now use these numbers to write the multiplication table for 10. 1 multiplied by 10 is 10. 2 multiplied by 10 is 20. 3 multiplied by 10 is 30. 4 multiplied by 10 is 40. 5 multiplied by 10 is 50. 6 multiplied by 10 is 60. 7 multiplied by 10 is 70. 8 multiplied by 10 is 80. 9 multiplied by 10 is 90. 10 multiplied by 10 is 100. Let's learn about the multiplication grid. We can also learn the multiplication tables from 1 to 10 using the following grid. What is 7 times 4? Move along row 7 to the column under number 4. You will reach the number 28. So 7 fours is 28. What is 4 times 7? Move along row 4 to the column under number 7. You get the same answer, 28. So 4 multiplied by 7 is 28. Now let us check whether this is true for 6 multiplied by 2 and 2 multiplied by 6. Now let's first find 6 multiplied by 2. Move along row 6 to the column under number 2. You reach 12. Now let's find 2 multiplied by 6. Move along row 2 to the column under number 6. You reach 12 again. Therefore, 6 multiplied by 2 and 2 multiplied by 6 both are 12. Let's look at the multiplication by 0. 0 times 4 means that we add 0 4 times. That is, we do not add anything at all. So, 0 multiplied by 4 is 0. It is the same for any number. 0 multiplied by 9 is 0 or 0 multiplied by 3 is also 0. What is 5 multiplied by 0? 0 is added 5 times. The answer is 0. Let's learn about the vertical multiplication of a one-digit number by a one-digit number. We know that 9 multiplied by 4 is 36. Similarly, 8 multiplied by 2 16, 5 multiplied by 1 5 and 3 multiplied by 7 21. This is the vertical multiplication. Let's look at a word problem. There are 6 chairs in each row in a classroom. How many chairs are there in 4 rows? To find the number of chairs in 4 rows, we multiply 4 by 6, which is 24. So there are 24 chairs in all. Let's look at a maths lab activity. An array is a group of objects in rows and columns. An array can be used to represent a multiplication fact. Observe the following example. We can show 3 rows of 4 buttons like this. 3 rows of 4 buttons each. 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 3 multiplied by 4, that is 12. Similarly, 4 rows of 3 buttons can be shown as 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 4 multiplied by 3, that is 12. Let's look at some values and life skills. A school organized a drawing competition for its students. If 15 students participated from each class, how many participants were there in all from class 9? The answer will be multiplication of 15 and 9.